Hello and welcome back to Sizzling with Sindel. Today we're going to talk about Ive Round. We're going to smoke it on our Pit Boss smoker.
Okay, so I have my beef Ive Round, and I'm trimming up here a little bit of what they damaged, obviously, when they were getting it out of the whole packer and prepackaged it. We picked this up at our local Sam's. It is a choice Ive Round. I suggest that you buy choice anytime you get a chance, as select is usually a tougher cut. I'm just trimming this up here. I'm going to take this meat off. I'm not going to waste it. I'm actually going to smoke it too, but it'll be a little chef's bite for me to eat on as the whole smoke's going on. It'll be done faster, of course, so it's a little snack for me. Now, as you see here, I'm getting off a little bit of the silver skin, and I'm trimming off some excess fat. I don't want to take a lot off here because there's not a lot of excess fat in the Ive Round anyway, so we need that for flavor. And so anytime you're smoking a lean beef like this, even tri-tip, I believe, if you look at it, it'll have more throughout the grain of the meat. But a tri-tip doesn't break down, and neither will this Ive Round. So the whole thing is we want to make sure that we get excess, give about a 1/4 inch of fat. There's not a whole lot to take off of this. But the silver skin's the main thing. So take the silver skin off. If there's any bad cuts like that, trim it up, make it look uniform. And then we're going to season this. So seasoning wise, we're going to start with our olive oil. I'll rub that on this meat and coat it really well. I just pour it in my hand. I recommend gloves. I had to wait till Walmart had some. I picked some gloves up. You can use gloves. Of course, you can wash your hands too. But anyways, I recommend gloves. It's easier, especially when you're dealing with meat, switching with the utensils. So that's a tip that you can take. Also, with dealing with the public and serving the public like we do, having gloves is basically a requirement. So if you got a party or something you're going to be doing, which I know there's not a lot of partying going on around here, but in the future when this COVID thing's over with, keep gloves in mind because it's easier than washing your hands 100 times a day. And I know my wife complained when she was having to wash her hands constantly, switching in between seasoning and coatings and changing out different things. So that's a tip. Next we have our Famous Dave's steak rub that we love on just about everything. You'll hear it on this channel more often than anything. We're not opposed to using other rubs, and I have tried others in the past. In fact, one that I've used in the past that I haven't used in quite some time is Cavender's Greek seasoning. I always use Cavender's as a base rub, and then I would add to it, whether that be extra garlic powder, extra onion powder, or extra cayenne or chili, cumin, depending on what I was going to make. If you're going to make something that, say, a Mexican style or a chili, you're going to need to add that cumin. That cumin gives that smoky flavor. It gives a little punch to your meat. The other thing is chili powder. Chili powder can be used in a lot of multiple ways. I've seen it used in Italian dishes as well as Mexican dishes, and so Tex-Mex, it's very popular. I found a new seasoning I really like. It is the chipotle, smoked chipotle seasoning, and it's really good. Here I'm adding on the garlic. So like I said, I usually add. So I have a base layer now of the Famous Dave's steak and burger. Then we go back over it with this garlic rub, and it's this was available at Costco's. It's Kirkland brand. Picked it up. So we're seasoning this, and I'm going to let this set on here too, just like I do any meat. Preheating outside, which you don't see, but it's preheating, is my smoker. So as soon as I get this seasoned up, it'll set for 20 minutes, and then we'll put it in on the smoker outside. It also works good. We usually buy McCormick's. We've always liked McCormick's. This is probably the closest thing we found to that. I know everybody has their own preferences, but it's a good pepper. Members Marks use a good quality. Just make sure you evenly coat. Kind of keep it up high so you got an even spread.
Hey, welcome back. We have been cooking our beef round eye, and we're trying to finish this out. We actually finished the cook, but we lost electricity. So, you know, miracle of YouTube, we're gonna finish this thing out. I'm gonna slice it for you. But we've lost electricity. I think it was a wreck that actually happened. We heard lights and sirens, but we don't know what happened for sure. All we know is we're out of power. We've called the power company and they're supposed to be working on it. Nevertheless, let's get to the real thing here, and that is slicing. Okay, so we've got our beef eye round that we've smoked. We've smoked it about 4 hours. The temperature is about a medium rare. And we're going to go ahead and slice into this and see what we have. We seasoned this with Famous Dave's. And by the way, it's been resting now for about 25 minutes. So we seasoned this with Famous Dave's steak and hamburger rub. As you can see, man, it's perfect. Medium rare. That is a fine piece of meat there. But the true taste about it is the taste, right? We want to see how it chews, right? It cuts really well with the steak here. A nice piece. So let's see. And we were comparing this with brisket. Yeah, that's a pretty thick piece right there, as you can see. And so I think malleable, that's a fine word. Let's give it a pull. Pretty good pull. Great smoke flavor. You can see it has a good smoke ring around it, all the way around, and it's throughout the meat. Wonderful piece of meat. If you want to save some money, you want to get a tender piece of meat. It's not brisket. It's closer to tri-tip, but I guarantee you, for comparison, I would compare it with sliced brisket any day. So enjoy. Cook you some beef eye round. Cut it the way you would like and sauce it up and have you a good meal. As you can see here, this is a fine, juicy piece of meat. It was awesome to cook. We really enjoyed it. It's something we're going to put in our repertoire. We're going to eat this meat more often than we usually would. In fact, I think that I might even prefer this roast beef to my brisket sandwich. It slices well. And I can tell you that we took some of it and sliced it into thin steaks, about a ½ inch thick, and we put pan fried them to see how it would taste. Phenomenal. A little salt and pepper on where you've made the cut. Try it when you get a chance. Well, this is Sindel, and we'll see you next time on Sizzle and Sindel.